What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Make It Kustom. This episode, we're kind of doing a bit of a two-parter. We're taking the van on a long road trip. As you can see, it's going really well. And we're heading up to Prince George to actually meet a guy named Chris who really wants one of our planishing hammers. He phoned me and he had a problem. He's in a wheelchair and he wants to be able to planish the roof of his Model A. And he's looked at a bunch of other planishing hammers out there and he figures that our planishing hammer has a little bit more handle access and foot pedal. He feels like he'll be able to use it easier than one that you have to hold on to the top of the hammerhead to actually valve the air pressure. So I said, man, we're in prototype stage. I don't have our new hammer out yet. And he said, I don't care, like, is there anything you can do to help me? And I said, give me a couple days to think about it. So I talked with Christina and I said, hey, what do you think about doing a little road trip? Go see Chris. We'll bring him one of the prototype hammers so that he can check it out. He's a car builder. Like, it sounds like he builds some pretty sweet stuff. He hasn't shown me any pictures yet. He hasn't told me about what he's really doing, other than I know he's into Tri-5s of all kinds, and he's got this Model A. So Christina and I are testing out the van. We're gonna take it on a 16-hour road trip up to Prince George. We're gonna spend a couple of nights in the van, maybe do a little bit of camping. We're gonna go see Chris and give him this new planishing hammer. So hopefully you guys join us for the ride and we'll get up there, we'll meet Chris, we'll show him how to use the hammer, we'll check out his collection, and it'll be a good one. All right, let's do it. All right, we're just pulling into Merritt right now. We've got forest fires going on here, so we're actually not taking the normal route that we would take. We would normally take the canyon, but we ended up taking the Coquihalla. And now we're pulling into Merritt. We're gonna try and find some more knockoff Ray-Ban sunglasses. And then we're gonna check on our oil leak. I think it's good, we're not smelling any oil, so I think we're on our way. Pulling into Ashcroft. I don't know if you can see how smoky it is. We're like getting choked out right now. It's pretty freaking smoky. And we're sitting behind a semi that's got burning brakes. Well, it's 10 to midnight. We still haven't made to Prince George, but we are still on the road. We're still making it happen. It looks like another hour and 20 minutes to go, but we're getting there. Good morning, everybody. We just parked on the side of the road last night, found a semi-quiet spot. By semi, I mean there were lots of semis and trains and stuff, but I slept okay. How'd you sleep?
I'm tired.
Cheapest hotel I've ever slept in. We found a Denny's. We're in Prince George. We made it. Only problems we had were the oil pressurizing and leaking out, which we fixed by pulling off the cap of the oil fill tube. So that was all good. And then I had the doghouse off enough times that I pulled the ground off of my temperature gauge. So other than that, I'm calling that a win. So we're gonna go get some food, hopefully meet up with Chris, see how the day goes. Yeah, there it is. Check that out. We got a couple of Model A's. Chris. Alright, that is the first ever Planishing hammer prototype. Nobody has one.
Oh man, that's super awesome.
No one has one but you. There we go.
Oh man, that's awesome.
So eventually, once we get further along with it, we'll have 4 other arms that you can stick on there to get different shapes and that.
That's wicked.
But it should reach your whole roof, that's for sure.
Wow.
Maybe even from just one side.
Well, you never know, right?
Yeah. You should be able to work with that, eh?
Oh yeah, I'll figure it out. Always do.
Taylor.
I might fall out of my chair once or twice.
So I guess the plan is, we'll pop the body off, throw it on the rotisserie, and give her a whirl. If you're up for it.
Sounds great.
Wicked, Chris. I'm stoked. Let's get her done. Here, I'll throw this in there.
Yeah.
So I'm your gopher. Whatever you tell me to do, I will do. All the bolts are on it right now?
I've got 4 bolts and we bolted on with this chassis.
Did you build this trailing arm setup in here?
I did, yeah.
That is slick, man. Yeah, I think spots like that are oil canning, they might need a little bit more stretch in them actually. Yeah, let's go over it with like a medium tension and just try and get a little bit more tension. When I use it, I don't usually even lock these because I'm usually holding on to it.
Okay.
The only time I even really lock them is if I know I'm not going to be holding on to it and I'm worried that the tension might change.
Right.
So for something like this, I'll probably would just bring the dies together and not add any tension. I would just control how much it's going to hit with the airflow.
Okay.
So what we can do is, I always like to start off small because like it's way too easy to let this machine get cranked and start ruining stuff. So we'll go a couple of passes with it on a relatively low air setting and just see what we can get out of it.
Sounds great.
So just by spinning this one way or the other, it's going to open those jaws. Crank it that way, it should open up. It's nice just to spray both sides of the panel with a little bit of WD. Slide a lot easier. All right.
Any honors?
Yeah, I'll give you a little demo. All right.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. It actually took a little bit of it out of there already. This got a lot smoother. There's still definitely a low right there. You feel that guy right there? That low is only about that big now. So what do you figure? Do you want to give her a go? Maybe run over this spot and then maybe start from here and just run laps all the way down?
Yeah, I can do. So before I get going with it,
Yeah.
if obviously a guy who doesn't want to tip it any which way, right? You want to keep that die as flat as possible, right?
Yeah, exactly. You want to keep that top die as flat as you can.
Yeah. Now, if it was to go a little bit on sideways like that on me, what worst gonna happen is gonna.
It's not going to do anything bad. If this thing's revving, then it could, you know, indent a little bit here or there, but
nothing that couldn't necessarily be brought back, right?
right, yeah. As long as we're on like a low setting, there is a little bit of play and deflection in this stuff, so that it's pretty hard to get it too sideways. But I think, especially at an angle like this, I mean, it's going to find its flatness as long as you're kind of holding it at its weight there. Oh yeah, that's much nice. It's coming out, eh? Still a little bit of can in there. It's almost a little bit more, it feels like a little more vertical now, like it's like a taller oval. You feel that? So that's the spot that we're gonna work. Yeah, the rest of it is just planishing. I feel like it's only that real low. All right, hit her again. So you can feel it. That's kind of like evened it all out. I just wanted to kind of go over the whole thing to make sure that we release the tension around here as well. That oval shape has changed again. It's like a larger, shallow dent now. A lot of this is been smoothed out quite a bit just from the one pass. Look how tight that is, eh? All right? Yeah, isn't that crazy? A couple of passes. It's a little light in there. Probably stretch a little bit more there. Is coming slowly but surely.
Absolutely, that's awesome.
So maybe it'll take you a few more passes here, but I would kind of do a pass here and then go over it a little bit, you know, get a little bit out, go over it again, and just slowly take it out. We could spend a couple hours here, but I think that you'll learn a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure I will.
Trying it out and just working with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
There we go, man. Whew. I am a sweaty beast right now. I haven't sweat that much since I was at the altar. Thank you so much for having us out here and working on your car. I'm stoked that you're going to get one of these hammers and play with it and work on this thing. It's a badass hot rod, man.
I appreciate you guys coming out.
All right. Thanks, Chris. You can give us a tour of your cars before we fully leave the property?
Absolutely.
All right. We're going to bring you too. All right. Let's do it.
It's got a gasser.
The sedan delivery 55, man. What a badass machine. This is the one you're telling me is the full flip front clip too, right?
Yeah, there was all metal, yeah.
It's all steel.
It's about 740 horse. Streetable.
740 horse. That is badass. I love the look of the steelies and the spindles on the front. And this is the Pontiac.
Yeah, 57 Pontiac.
Tell me about that light bar. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's just all hand-formed sheet metal. I just kind of wanted to mimic the 50s era, you know, like the squinting cat eyes almost like.
Gotcha.
And I think it fit well with the 50s headlights. Why not? Pontiac, they used to have a big star on the vehicle.
Right.
And the center of it kind of mimics a star. It's just all hand-formed sheet metal and then sent out.
so much for having us, man.
Thanks for coming up, Carl. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was
Yeah.
awesome. It was nice to meet you.
Yeah, you bet.
All right, well, you guys have a great night.
All right, take care.
Thanks a lot for the hospitality.
Yeah.
We'll see you later.
You bet.
What lake is this?
Barely.
Bear Lake. Well, we stopped off in Quesnel on the way back. There's a couple of really cool bridges out here. Everything went great with Chris. He loves the hammer. I love that he loves the hammer, and we got to hang out with him today. That was amazing. We've got one more stop on our way back to the shop. We're gonna stop and see some friends in 100 Mile House, guys that I haven't seen in a really long time. Actually, one of them is kind of like a bit of a mentor to me from when way back, I guess I was 18 years old. He taught me a bunch of stuff about building hot rods. He hired me and taught me, you know, everything he knows. So we're gonna go see Don Schwab and pay him a visit. Dustin too. Yeah. Anyway, Quesnel is it's got some weird weather going on too. This river actually flooded right over this road. This road is closed down. We're not even allowed to drive down here right now. Mother Nature's a little pissed this year, I guess. Well, this is home for the night. 100 Mile. We made it. All right, so it seems like the van did pretty good on our road trip. We had an awesome time meeting Chris and hanging out up in Prince George. I think the next thing for us to do now is to ramp up the whole Planishing hammer production. I think we got a ton of extra input and a ton of extra interest in the hammer itself, so I'm definitely gonna go back to the shop. I've got, I think, 12 sets of dies already that are machined, ready to go. I've got to do some hand finishing on those and try and get a bunch of these hammers built for you guys, because it seems like a bunch of you guys want them. That's our plan for next week. We're going to get the Planishing hammers going. As far as Chris, while we were on the road, he sent us a picture of how he's kind of solved his problem of using that Planishing hammer. He flipped his car completely upside down so that he could put the Planishing hammer in the car, work on the roof, and he suspended the Planishing hammer itself so that the weight of the lower anvil was actually pushing up on the roof just by it hanging there. Is just genius. I was sweating holding on to that thing. It was so hot out there. So yeah, that was pretty cool that he figured his way out of that and has been working on the roof, and it's coming out beautifully. So I'm stoked. Way to go, Chris. Thank you for testing out one of our hammers and using it on your car. Appreciate it. Thanks everybody for watching Make It Kustom. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, click notifications. We're trying to get to you twice a week. This one, I think we're gonna take a little bit of time. We might only get one video out because we're gonna spend a bunch of time figuring out our whole Planishing hammer situation. So there might not be any more work getting done on other projects, but we'll get back to you and bring some more to you as soon as we can. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a good one.